Hello, hello, hello. Peace, blessing, love, and light. It's the girl Divinely Guided D, and I'm here to review episode 5 of Young, Famous, and African. So, the name of the episode is Oh Baby, right? And it starts off with Nadia walking out because she's annoyed with Fantana for not being more assertive with Diamond. So, she called her naive. Also, Swanky agreed with Nadia's sentiment since Fontana is pregnant. So we found out that Fontana thinks that she's pregnant, but she's not sure yet. And so Swanky found out because Kani had let her know, right? And then, so also, Innie inquires about Naked and Katie's relationship. So they're basically all at Diamond's dinner still. And after Nadia leaves, which is interesting how karma works, right? After Nadia leaves, or while she's in the process of leaving, DJ Naked and Kaylee, they're smirking. Well, Kaylee was smirking. And shortly after that, Innie, she inquires about their relationship and she wonders why they haven't gotten married yet after being together for I think they've been together 5, I think I said 7 before, but they were together for over 4 years, right? And so Innie said, what is it with this long, so many years relationship that it doesn't look like it's going anywhere? What are you so afraid of commitment? So she asked that to Naked. So in the confessional, she said about the these relationships going nowhere, right? And so um Naked felt that it was inappropriate, it was out of line that she had asked, or not even really asked. I think it was because the way she was so matter of fact about, you know, if you really want to, you would. And I think Naked felt some type of way because it's true, right? If he wanted to, he would. He said, if I lose her, then it was meant to be. And that got Kaylee upset because she said, that's not the type of sentiment that he needs to have, right? Because that means that he doesn't really care to lose her. And to be honest with you, I put that in my notes. I said if looks could kill, Naked would have ended Innie across the table. Because the way that that man looked at her, she seemed like she got the vibe though, because she definitely got quiet real quick. Um but honestly, when it comes to DJ Naked and Kaylee, honestly, I think the more pressure that is put on him, the more resistance he's gonna have, because it doesn't seem like it's a decision that he's making organically, right? And being that he already has his fears, it seems like his fears is overpowering um, the positive outcomes that can happen, right? The endless possibilities that could happen should he take that step and not succumb to the fear, right? So what was it? So then I've also wrote Innie's energy is interesting because she seemed a little um not satisfied that there was conflict, but I'm paying attention to what her role is. I don't know if this is really how she is, because she doesn't seem like she's a bad person, but it seems like she sparks a little something with her energy when she comes into the room. So that's something that I'm keeping an eye on. So Diamond and Fontana talk after the event/dinner, and Fontana informs that she is playing along with Diamond, and that's why Nadia is really upset with her. So basically, she feels as though, um, basically, she needs to put Nadia up on game that she's not as slow as Nadia's making her out to seem, or her concerns are. Fontana ends up taking a test. She takes the pregnancy test while she's in Diamond's house, and Diamond was anticipating and hoping that she was pregnant. It turns out that it was negative, and Fontana was definitely happy about that. The only thing I was a little concerned about was that she said, "We can still have one." Like, girl, I don't even know. It's just question marks, and more question marks. Um, I don't think that Fontana is dumb in any way. I think that her personality is a little bubbly, and those personalities tend to be um, underestimated. And then on top of that, she has the aesthetic of someone who is only after a particular lifestyle. But we also found out when we first met her that she's an artist. However, we don't hear about her art, her music. I don't remember what type of music she makes, but I think that that's another reason why people don't get to really see her for who she is. Honestly, I think the season we're getting to know a different side of her a little bit. Um, she's still all about Diamond, but we see her being a friend to Nadia. We see the way she is with Swanky. She just makes poor decisions when it comes to men. Louis and Shakib, they meet for drinks to discuss his relationship with Zari. Um, Louis felt as though Shakib was not doing well after the conversation that he had with Zari and Diamond at the dinner. So let me see. Shakib tells Louis that the whole situation makes him feel bad, right? And he feels as though maybe Diamond and Zari are more like family based off of how their interactions, may come across. Because when he confronted both of them, it was more like a he said, she said, you ask him for the messages, you ask her to show you the messages, so he's not really getting any clarity. So being in a confused space isn't always fun because there isn't any clarity there. And being that now he's married to this woman and this woman is attached to, you know, this man via the children that they share. And I believe they have two, a boy and a girl. So it's like they have a while um, where they're going to be in each other's lives because they have to be legally or because of the child's well-being. And it is important that Shakib understands what his place is in the family because they are family, right? So it's good that Louis is there as well. I think that we don't always at least appreciate men who are in tune with their softer side, their emotional side, where they can be vulnerable and still keep their head up high. You know what I'm saying? And I think that Louis and Shakib have a genuine brotherhood. I like that. So let me see. Oh yeah, I wrote in my note, Shakib, that is not your boy, and don't trust Diamond. Shakib was saying that I see him as my boy, and I was like, sir, um, that man is not your friend. I think that they can be cordial and should be cordial because there are children involved, and I think it'll help to avoid any conflict. However, I think there needs to be an understanding that they probably will never be friends because Zari has been involved with both, and it's kind of hard to um, separate certain things, especially for Diamond. He said um, later on in the somewhere in the episode that to him he respects having having a child than being married because today you can be with the person and tomorrow not. And I get it, but if that's the case, that means that he's definitely possessive over Zari to some capacity, right? So that's Louis shares he still isn't speaking with his family, and he says it's been like 9 years, and it was due to when he participated in Big Brother. He said he had a sex scene, and his family is Jehovah's Witness. So because of that, he was basically excommunicated. And if his family were to talk to him, then they will also be excommunicated. After that, we see the scene of Nadia and Fantana. They meet up, and Nadia is informed of the negative test results, which she is happy about. Swanky also joins in. He joins them. Also, I love Swanky's pink outfit and his McQueen bag. It was cute. I like how they had like the bags just there. I don't know if it was for advertisement reasons or sponsorship, but that McQueen bag stood out to me, and I have something pink like that. I might wear it. Zari drives Shakib to a boys thing. She says they're having a boys thing. That's what I put. And she wants Shakib to act more confident about their relationship and not live in his shadow. His as in Diamond shadow, right? So as she's driving him, she's asking who's gonna be at this boy thing, and she lets him know. Well, she asks if Diamond's gonna be there, and then knowingly knows that that's probably not something she should probably be asking, because it's kind of awkward. Is Diamond gonna be there? I know you don't want me to ask that, so why are you asking that after the night that they experienced, where they had the confrontation with Diamond and nothing really came of it, right? That was that. So the boys' night ended up being a casino theme. The men looked great. They looked very dapper. Louis had on a black suit, and he had a hat. I really like the hat. I like hats. And Swanky had on a cream with a brown suit. It was nice. Shakib had a red and black like jacket. It was really nice. It was red and then like black on the accent. And then Diamond had a suede black tux, suede velvet, that type of material. Naked was just wearing a tux. Nothing too special about what he had on, but they look clean. They look good, but that's not they usually don't have any issues with the fashion. The fashion is usually why we tune in addition to the drama, right? So Louis points out that Naked is living vicariously through Diamond. There was something that was said, and oh yes, so Naked was asked about his relationship with Kaylee and was taking him so long. Louis had mentioned, I believe, that oh no, not yet. We're not there yet. I'm a little bit tired, but I'm committed to uploading this. I meant that. um So Naked said Kaylee can go if she wants marriage, and I'm not giving it to her. That was his quote. If she wants marriage and I'm not giving it to her, excuse me, then she can go. And then he said in his confessional, why do we have to live by Swanky and Louis' rules? Do we not all have a choice in life? Stay out of other people's relationship. So I think it goes back to what I said. Naked is feeling very vulnerable because it seems like if I were him, I would feel as though people are ganging up and pressuring to have me make a decision that I vocalized several times that I'm not ready for. Um, Even though the opposing view would probably be, well, if you are not certain that you want to commit to this woman wholeheartedly, then why waste her time? So there's two sides, right? Two things to both perspectives to think about, because at the end of the day, neither one are getting younger, but Naked has had the experience of being married before. However, it turned out he's had that experience and that privilege, right? And Kaylee wants to know that um, one day that can happen for her with the man that she currently loves, which she says is him, right? Um, Let me see. So they move on. The men move on and they start talking about their impression of Kefilwe. Kefi, I really like her. So Diamond, like I mentioned in the previous review, he's definitely interested in getting to know Kefi, getting his claws into her, his fangs, whatever you want to, predatory ways, his smooth criminal activities. But yes. So then Louis calls him out and but also tells him that she's into older guys. And Diamond, ever so willing to take on the challenge, does just that. So then we see that he contacts Kefi, and she's in her car and she has her pixie cut with her red lipstick and some nice little triangular glasses. I really like those glasses. I had something like that. And I think she looked stunning like that, regardless of if she has like the different wigs or the pixie, because she has a great bone structure as well. Um, she's a beautiful woman. So Diamond basically invites her to hang out, and in her confessional, she lets it be known that she understands that he has been involved with Fandana, whether that's recreationally or, because that's what we know them to do. Um, so yes, we move on to the next scene where we find out that 98% of Louis's family is baptized. So he says he can um, work with the 2% that isn't. So he invites two of his cousins to stop by and visit him. They're two female cousins. And he told them, tell everyone that I'm trying. The cousins say that it's hard for the family. I think that when it comes to Louis, he's going to have to eventually accept that his family is in a cult like community. Um, there's gonna be some people that disagree with me, and that is okay. I'm not here to, you know, be the good guy or the bad guy. I'm just here to share information, have a little conversation, right? So, if 98% of his family is baptized and they believe wholeheartedly in the community that they're a part of, not the religion, because there's a if that's where they're comfortable and this is what's been passed down generationally and now is a tradition and they have not talked to him for 9 years as a choice because they have chosen the community, then I think there's gonna come a time where Louis is gonna have to really accept that he might have to just move on. And by moving on, I mean not begging to be loved, because he follows up by saying that he thinks having a child will help unite the family. And that's not a good reason to bring a child into this world. And everybody has free will, right? In addition to the text that they subscribe to. But just like he willingly went on Big Brother, they willingly decided not to interact with him anymore. And I put somewhere, I was going to talk about this later on, but I think it's appropriate now to say, but I wrote, I don't think Louis is gay because there's a lot of people that speculate that he's gay. I said maybe desperate and emotionally unavailable. So I don't know what his dating history is like. Heck, he might be. Okay, I don't know. But I think the emotionally unavailable part might hold a little more validity, because even when it comes to the whole conversation about surrogacy, he doesn't seem emotionally attached to the child that he's trying to bring into this world. He wants a child so that he can be accepted by his family. So therefore, the reasoning behind having a child isn't the best at all. So I think he needs to take a little more time to get to know who he is as a man. I think everything happens for a reason, and there's something that I think Louis is meant to do, meant to be possibly. Um, Sometimes in these type of situations, when you when you are often isolated, is usually for a reason, and I think that he was chosen from his family for a different purpose. Maybe he's still figuring it out, or maybe it could be to have these type of conversations about how it's so easy to just, I guess, not detach, but uh I'm thinking of a harsher word. How easy it is to, I'm gonna just say, get rid of your family member, you know, or how lonely it can be when you're trying to find yourself while being a part of a religious community, right? And sometimes that religious community may not be open to um, certain things, such as a church member going on a reality TV show such as Big Brother. And I don't even think it was a TV show. He said that he had a sexual scene on the show. So if that's all it took, maybe you know he needs to look at it as an opportunity, right? Okay, so I'm not accepted here. I can go somewhere else and learn other things, learn about myself. I think that we kind of see it with his style, right? He's with the hair, he switched it up from how we saw him the first time. He said he's in film. I think that maybe this is a great opportunity for him to create a film on you know, a young boy coming of age, something like that. It's the point is that um Louis' purpose was outside of that community that he came from, and he wasn't going to thrive there, because obviously I don't think we would have known him the way we know him now had he not taken that step, right? So everything happens for a reason. So the next scene is Annie contacts Annie via video chat. So they're on the phone. They're asking how they're doing. Annie shares that everyone was receptive to her after Swanky introduced her. She said the guys are amazing. The girls are nice so far. Um, so I wrote that Annie looked beautiful in her lime green with pink suit. So she has these nice like pink feathers coming out of her suit, very beautiful. And I said I loved how dramatic it was. I loved it. Annie was a bit annoyed with Annie when asked about Zari. So Annie said, basically, you're not asking me, you're telling me how it went or the story. And Annie didn't want any issues, so she said, I guess they'll talk when they saw each other in person. The ladies arrived to Annie's high tea. Zari calls Fantana's outfit skimpy. One thing I can respect about Zari is like she'll say it to their face. Fantana wasn't really offended, or maybe she was, but she has a very, I don't know. You never know when she's really upset sometimes. Let me see. Zari says, the ladies start discussing Annie, and then Zari says someone needs to talk to her, and she said she wouldn't put up with Tubaba. Tubaba, aka innocent, okay, aka Two Face, right? Who we now found out is filing for divorce or has filed for divorce. And I recently heard an audio of Annie talking about him leaving to New York without letting her know, and apparently Swanky knew. But I said I was going to talk about that separately. But that's a part of what I'm going to be discussing as well. So Annie said, Annie has her demons, and Zari follows up with maybe she's going through a lot. We don't know why she acts out, why she acts the way she acts. I think that Nadia is right in that people make a lot of excuses for her. But I think that Zari is also right. And this is big coming from Zari, knowing how their relationship or weird frenemy friendship has been. I think Zari's point is also important because knowing what we know today, I think that she was projecting a lot of what was going on with her onto everybody else, especially when she mentioned about Nadia losing somebody and knowing what it feels to have someone and then lose them. So maybe in her saying that, she was reflecting on her own relationship, right? Because she's been with her husband for a long time, but he's put her through a lot throughout the whole relationship. So the fact that Zari has a little compassion in that way, and Zari also mentioned that she wanted to get to know her better. But it seems like every time they get to know each other better, something always goes down, but we'll see, right? And then I put Nadia doesn't care. Nadia does not care. She is not phased at all, right? Let me see. Nadia mentioned checking on your strongest friend. So the next scene we see her, she's checking on Kefi because the last time they were together, that's when Kefi had the emotional breakdown regarding her divorce, right? So that was that. They had a couple of drinks at Kefi's place, and that was cool. So next thing we have Annie, Louie, and Kaylee. They meet. Louie asks about surrogacy again, which Annie shares. I said she is visibly caught off guard, but is kind to share her story anyway. So Annie said that if that's not something that she just goes around just talking about, but because of, I guess, how he seemed into very interested in the process, she was willing to share her story. So let me see. Kaylee reveals that something has changed with her and Naked. She says she's happy but needs to think about herself. I totally agree. I think that sometimes we can be used to being with someone and around them, but the reality starts to set in that there's something that just feels off. And there's a part of you that starts to think, it's not the career, it's not this, you know, it could be that. But then when you're with that person, maybe nothing is wrong, but nothing is happening either. And I think that Kaylee and Naked are in that spot. I saw um there was an upcoming episode which I'm going to review as well, where you can kind of see more of their day to day may look like, and it seems a little off. So I think that Kaylee needs to focus on loving herself more. She's a beautiful woman. I think she has a lot to offer, but she needs to know that she is worth it, right? And it was one thing for him to give her the keys, but what happens after that? And is she really happy, or is she just there, right? Just because you don't argue with someone, it doesn't mean that everything's all right and something is just isn't right. But we'll see what happens. Kefi and Diamond, they meet for a date, and Kefi ends up inviting Fantana. Okay. And then that's where the episode ends. And we see that Diamond looks a little nervous. And Fantana walks in. She walks up to the table and takes a seat and says, "So, what's this?" And that was that. And with that being said, your girl's here to stay. I'm tired. Later.